Fuse it real good. Dun, na, na, na.
Do you see what I have to put up with?
Hey there guys, welcome back to yet another van build video.
Yes, so today we're actually going to start doing some work inside the van. We're very excited because most of our work has been external windows, fans, roof rails, all that kind of stuff. So today we are going to actually put in like our framing for the walls and the ceiling. So we're going to put up those furring strips.
Yeah, furring strips. We'll give you more details about what we're using as we do it, but it actually feels good not to have a project where we're like, oh no, today we're going to cut a gigantic hole in the van. So that's pretty good. If I miscut a piece of wood, then go get another piece, so that's kind of good. We just need to make sure that our screws aren't poking out either the ceiling or the side of the van. So those are our main concerns today. Let's get to work.
Okay, so before we can get to putting those furring strips up, we do have to do a little bit of insulation work. So we, as we mentioned before, we're using Havelock wool to do our insulation. And there's a lot of these little holes throughout the van that we need to go ahead and insulate because we're going to be putting boards kind of over those areas. And then as we screw the boards in, there's going to be, you know, the screws are going to stick out the other side. So if we don't get this insulation in now, it's actually going to make it a little bit more difficult to get this insulation in. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And yeah, and then we'll get to those furring strips. Okay, so probably one of the trickiest things to insulate in the van are these support beams that run along the top here. It's really kind of, the holes aren't big enough to kind of stuff it through. It would take a really long time. So we saw in another video that they used some tape over the holes and then used a vacuum cleaner to pull a string through. We tried that, that didn't really work for us. So what we did is we went and bought some wire and we made like a guide wire to pull the string through. And then we kind of just tie the wool to the end, and then we're able to pull it back through, and it's actually working really well.
All right, so for our furring strips, we are using 1x4s. So I like the fact that the 1x4s are pretty lightweight. It has a really broad surface for us to screw stuff in the future, cabinets, etc.
So we're going to do some horizontal boards here first. And we decided we're going to use a little bit of liquid nails. We're using the Fuse It liquid nails to attach these boards.
Fuse it real good. Dun, na, na, na.
Do you see what I have to put up with? Anyway, so we're going to use this liquid nails, Fuse It, to attach the boards, make them a little sturdier. We just feel a little bit better about having that extra support, especially when we're dealing with cabinets up high and everything. So a little bit of glue, and then we're going to screw these into the wall.
All right, ready? Okay, and that's it. Sandy's going to sit here for the next 12 to 24 hours until this cures, and we'll be back. Okay, just kidding.
So look at this fancy thing.
That's right, it is not ours. So,
So it can be very expensive buying a lot of tools to do a van build, especially if you don't have a lot of tools, which we don't because...
yeah, we've been nomad nurses for the past
5 years.
5 years. But big thank you to Charles and Krista.
Yeah.
Or Krista and Charles, since you want to
Yeah.
put Krista first, that's fine.
Krista's always first.
Yeah.
Sorry, Charles.
But hey guys, thank you so much for letting us borrow this. Alright, so now we're going to start working on our vertical furring strips. Now, this one is actually one piece, but what we're going to do is we've been measuring these out and cut them. We're actually going to cut them in half because there's a large gap behind them. We want to make sure these suckers are nice and snug and secure against the van. So Sandy has one that we cut in half here. So
Yeah.
you can see that it's
little more snug. And we're not experts at this, but and it will cause our, when we put our plywood or whatever we put on the wall, there is going to be a little bit of a curvature, but we don't think it's going to make a big difference.
Famous last words.
We hope.
Fingers crossed.
We have finished all the strips on the wall. We're going to move on to the ceiling. So we are going to be using 2x2s, and the plan is, to put them right here along the sides. So when you kind of put them in here, they stick out quite a bit because of the way the metal comes together. So I'll have Jed show you this up close, but there's like a little notch. So we're actually going to cut out a notch at the end of these boards to kind of make up for that, so it'll fit up there flatter. And then we're going to screw them all into the side so we can put up ceilings.
Alright guys, so all of our furring strips here for the ceiling are 2x2s. They absolutely are in right now. It was a huge pain, I'm not gonna lie. So drilling sideways into these ribs was kind of a pain. We had to pre-drill our screw holes. The notch, we ended up using a jigsaw. We don't have a table saw. It would be super easy to cut this little notch out that we made to clear the curvature of the van, so kind of fit. But hey, they're in. Alright guys.
We have framing on the walls and the ceiling.
We do, which is super exciting because now it feels like that we've actually accomplished something.
At least in the inside, because everything else we've done has been like mostly exterior, and so you don't really see it kind of coming together because it's just windows and fans and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, so when you open up the van, it's still like an empty van. You're kind of like, oh, I haven't done anything.
Yeah, but overall, I think it went well. The walls were pretty simple. The ceiling was a little bit trickier for us to get in there, but we eventually got it in there and nice and secure, we think. So
yeah, one of the biggest lessons thus far is problem solving. I mean, when you plan something and you're like, okay, we're just going to take this piece and screw it into this piece and it's going to be awesome. Well,
like 90% of the time, I think it's not worked out exactly how we thought it would, and we have to kind of adjust our plan. So
yeah.
But the exciting thing is now we're going to get to start building in here and putting things together, and we're going to start building out our electrical cabinet and our plumbing cabinet, and start all kinds of fun things inside. So,
yeah, make this thing a livable van. So.
Yeah. So if you're interested in any of the items we used in this build today, we'll put links to what we have links in the description below. You can check those out if you're interested. Of course, if you have any questions, just drop them for us. We're happy to answer any questions. We're not, we're not experts, but we're happy to tell you what we did. But yeah, so I think we're steady making progress. So good.
That being said, that's going to be it for now. And until next time, guys, stay wonderful.
Call it a day.